So we need to talk about Social Security and talk about a boost that could be coming to you very soon. Now, a lot of people bring this up and wonder, can this really happen? Are Social Security recipients going to receive a stimulus check? Are they going to see tax cuts? Are they going to see boosts that we've never seen before? And if so, when is it going to happen? Well, I want to explain what's going on right now and how the things that are going on within the world are impacting us here in the United States. And again, make sure you watch this entire video so I can break down everything that's going on. So right now, there's a lot of problems within the United States, but also abroad. One of the issues that is happening within the United States is that the House of Representatives still does not have a speaker. And there are certain holdouts that are saying that they're not going to empower the current speaker, which is Representative Patrick McHenry, or the Speaker pro tempore, Patrick McHenry. They're not going to give him the authority to pass and bring bills to the floor. That's a problem. Because if our interim speaker doesn't have the authority to bring bills to the floor, what are we doing? We've already seen Republicans try to bring 3 people to the floor, and those 3 people have pretty much been denied. That is a major, major issue. Now, what does this have to do with Social Security? Well, a lot. Because just the other day, we got reports that the United States fell deeper and deeper into debt. Our deficit rose by $1.695 trillion. That's almost $1.7 trillion in 2023. Do you know what was supposed to happen in 2023? We were supposed to see spending cuts. We were supposed to get somewhat out of debt. Right? That was supposed to happen. It didn't happen. We got deeper into debt. That's an issue, because one of the other issues that we are trying to face this head on is Social Security. And right now people are talking about, ensuring that Social Security recipients get a boost of potentially $1,400. I brought this up the other day. I talked about this actually last night and mentioned how the Senior Citizens League has a petition out there to bring a $1,400 stimulus check to all Social Security recipients. And even though I think there's some possibility that it could happen, it is actually very unlikely. The reason it's unlikely is because the amount of money it would take would be about $90 to $92 billion that would go into this program to send over 66 million people here in the United States a $1,400 stimulus check. $92 billion. This is pretty close to what President Biden is asking for to send to Ukraine, to Israel, to potentially Taiwan, for border security and disaster relief. He wants about $105 billion. Now here's where things are going now. We got a lot of people within Congress that are asking, how can we be more fair? How can we ensure that the hardest hit individuals, the lower income earners, how can they be taken care of? Well, one of the simplest ways is to take care of Social Security recipients. Because there's actually 2 people here. One is Social Security recipients. The second one are parents and children. They're grouping those 2 together. These are the 2 different groups they're trying to provide some type of relief to. We've heard about the child tax credit payments. We've seen there's ample support here. There's bipartisan support here from Republicans and from Democrats. And that's good that they have the support. The problem is nobody wants to bring it to the floor. And even now, if they tried to bring it to the floor, there's not a Speaker of the House. We do not have a Speaker of the House that's going to bring this to the floor of the House, that's going to put it up for a vote. And could this become law? Again, this is a problem. But again, how does this impact Social Security? If we see a fight for the child tax credit payments to come back, again, we've already seen the child tax credit payments happen before. It's been a couple years, but they have happened. The question now becomes, Why are we leaving out this certain group of people? People on Social Security. Why can't we do more for them? Why can't we ensure that people on Social Security can stay afloat, can pay for their bills, their medication, shelter, right? Put food on the table. Why can't they do these things? This is the big question. Now, here's where things are at right now. How can we provide a boost to Social Security recipients without going deeper into debt? Also, without increasing the chance of additional inflation. We are seeing in other countries that they are sending stimulus checks out. They're sending out stimulus to their residents because they understand that they didn't do enough during the COVID years. The United States did quite a bit. The United States saw inflation rise to over 9%, and we are still coming down off of that. We're at 3.7% right now. Well, here's where things are at. There's a couple options on the table that could really impact Social Security recipients. Number one is to remove the tax on Social Security benefits. Again, how does this really impact us? Is if we remove the tax on Social Security benefits, is that going to cause additional inflation? It's going to have some upward pressure on inflation, but not a lot. It would be very minimal according to reports. So this is one of the things that they are saying should happen. We should simply just remove the tax on Social Security benefits. But again, it's not going to create that big of a benefit to you. It's not going to be a huge boost. Could we increase the cost of living adjustment a little bit more? Yes. However, it's not going to happen in 2024. So you would be about 12 months away from receiving that if we do change the cost of living adjustment calculation. Here's the other one, and this is a big one. Increase the tax threshold in which a person or a couple would pay taxes. Currently, for an individual, it's $25,000 or more, you will have to pay taxes. If you make over $32,000 as a couple, you would have to pay taxes. Now, why are we even discussing this? Well, here's the reason why. The majority of Americans do not pay a penny in income tax. The majority of Americans get money back. So what we are now hearing is that by having people on Social Security towards their, again, these are people that have been paying into the system for decades, having them pay a tax is just wrong. It's just immoral. Why would we do it? So what they're now discussing is doing a couple things, mainly to the tax system, the tax code. Remove a tax on Social Security benefits. Okay, that's an option. But the bigger option, something that would help out more, is to increase the tax threshold. And I talked about this the other day, where couples would only have to pay taxes over, like, I think $97,000. For individuals, it'd be like $72,000 or $74,000. Okay, it'd be a huge jump from where it is currently. But here's the thing. One thing that we have seen lately is more and more, people on Social Security and elderly people have been going back into the workforce, and they're doing so for multiple reasons. Number one is to put other income into their pocket. The problem, though, is if you are not at full retirement age, you have to pay back some of that money. You don't get the full benefit. Okay? And so this is why it's turning into an issue that people that are not yet at full retirement age are actually coming back to the workforce, but they're doing that kind of regrettably because now they're not getting their full benefit. Because according to the Social Security Administration, they're actually making too much money. So this is why it's a very interesting time, because if we can see the tax threshold increase, now it allows more people to come back into the workforce. Our economy will still be strong. Yes, we would have additional inflation, but that is something that we could deal with as long as we have money. And again, your Social Security benefit would be safe. The other thing they're talking about as far as a boost, which wouldn't impact that many people. And I've only talked to a handful of people that have had this happen to them, but the Social Security Administration is asking for repayment. If you received an overpayment, they want to be repaid. Guess what? They are really looking into that. There's a chance you could see that repayment just go away, and they would just forgive that $21 billion that is owed back to them. Now, we don't got a lot of information on this, but as we get more information, I promise I'll fill you in on all that as soon as we get it. But the biggest question mark here is, will Social Security receive a boost? I don't know. We're going to find out, and again, as we get more information, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of right now. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.